Well, hello, my Taurians. Hey, how is it going? This is your fellow Taurus. I'm giving you your March 2016 horoscope. What's going to be going on for us in March, Taurus? Well, let's start out with the sun. The sun starts out in Pisces in our 11th house of friendships and groups and like minded individuals. It's also networking, like social networking and the internet. So, with the sun being there, there's a big spotlight because that is what the sun is, right? It's a huge, bright spotlight in the sky, and wherever it travels through your chart, month to month, is where it's shining a light and highlighting and focusing. So we are going to be definitely continuing to be seen when it comes to social media, networking. Our friends may be contacting us a lot more, saying, I miss you, how are you? What are you up to? Let's go get some food, Taurus, because I know you love to eat. So that's a continued energy that was brought in from February that's going on until the 21st of March when the sun moves into Aries, which is our 12th house. The 12th house is it's a house of like introspection. You go within and you kind of think back because the 12th house, remember, it's the last house of the zodiac wheel, and Pisces is the last sign on the zodiac. So not saying that it's like we're all going to die, it's the end of our lives, you know, when this 12th house energy is going on, but we are going to be thinking back to anything in the past, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, the happy, the sad, everything, because that's what people do when it's like towards the end of their life, right? They think back on life in general as a whole. What have they done? What have they accomplished? Are there things that they still want to do, you know, before it's their time to start over again in the next life? And when the sun comes into Taurus in April, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be starting fresh and new. It's like we're reborn again, like every year, right? So when the sun is in Aries in our 12th house, that's the time to kind of rest and think about things on like a really big picture scale of like, what do we want to do? Is it, you know, and also don't forget to not let your mind go thinking about these things, but take the time to rest because when it's Taurus season, ooh, it's on and popping. We're going to be super busy. So just take the time to rest when the sun is in the 12th and think about a lot of things, but don't get too caught up because you can kind of sink down to the bottom of that ocean of the 12th house and want to stay there sometimes, you know, and it can be hard to pull you back up to the surface, and it can be hard for you to see up and see that there is still a surface. So don't get caught up and stay down there for too long, Taurus, but it's a great time to kind of think about things and to relax. So what's up with our ruler, Venus? Our girl Venus, she's going to continue to be in the sign of Aquarius as the month begins, and that is in our 10th house of career. So carrying on from February, female figures could be helping us out in career, giving us a little boost. We can have people see us in a positive light when it comes to our career, when it comes to, you know, at work. Maybe the bosses are looking at you and you might be able to get away with a little more stuff, you know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding, but they might be looking at you like, you know what, look at Taurus. Taurus works hard. Taurus is always here. Taurus hardly takes any sick days. You know what, I might want to reward Taurus with an honor or a title or something, maybe a raise. So that can definitely happen when Venus is in our 10th house. Or since the 10th house is like the top of the chart, it's wanting the very best out of life. Venus is material things. We could be like maybe wanting to spend money and splurge on something that's a little more, you know, name brand or expensive or high quality, because that's what the 10th house loves. The reason why is because the 10th house is all about hard work and labor, and when the 10th house energy comes into play as far as like spending money, it's more like I earned this because I worked so hard. That's why I deserve to buy this $200, $300 purse. Me personally as a Taurus, I'm more cheap and I'm like, no, I don't do that. But other Tauruses may be feeling that way while Venus is in the 10th. So just enjoy it if you can afford it. On the 13th of the month, Taurus, Venus moves into Pisces in our 11th house. So the 11th house is friends and groups and like-minded people, you know, and it's also the internet and social networking. So definitely, if you have a career of your own, great time to network. Great time to be seen within the internet sphere, you know, the social media sphere. So take advantage of that. Advertise your business. Network with people. Add people on Facebook. Join some groups. And it may benefit you if you have your own business. If it's not your own business, you know, you can be hanging out with friends, especially female friends, and having some really good times with them during this time. So Mars continues to be in our opposite sign of Scorpio for the first week of March. And while Mars has been in Scorpio, let me tell you, Taurians, I know it's been hard to get along with people, especially our significant others. They could be doing things that are irritating us, irking us to no end, like, and we are calling them out on those things. But at the same time, remember, Mars is aggression, and Mars energy can be diverted back to us if we're too aggressive. So as much as we're pointing out the flaws of our significant others, hey, they're pointing that arrow right back at us and saying, well, don't forget, you do the same thing. Don't forget, you also forget to clean up after yourself, Taurus. So don't even try to point your arrow at me and your fingers at me. Just try not to get too aggressive. You know, I know it's difficult, and it's not just with significant others. It's just with people in general, because the 7th house is relating one-on-one to other people in general. It's not always just relationship oriented. So just try to keep your cool, Taurus. Try. I know it's hard. Mars is going to move into our 8th house on March 6th. Now, Mars in the 8th is very intense. It has to do with intimate partnerships and bonds. So even if you are like coupled up and partnered up with someone in a serious relationship where you share your resources, the conflicts can still be there. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat. Especially when it comes to taxes and things. And this is tax season, and the 8th house deals with taxes. Taxes and joint finances and joint resources. So make sure that while there is energy in your 7th house, that there are negotiations and agreements made as far as joint resources. Because when Mars moves into the 8th, we could be fighting over those things. We could be disagreeing and coming into conflict about how we spend our money together. Are we saving it? Are we investing it? Or are we wasting it? And Mars in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is not a very like confrontational energy. It kind of likes to run away from its problems at times, even though it's a fiery, aggressive energy. They can fire back with words, but Sagittarian energy generally likes that don't worry, be happy, and I don't want to be around negative people type of vibe. So if things get too negative and too intense, you may feel like running away and saying, you know what, the grass is greener on the other side. I think I'm going to go over there. But what you're going to find out is if you don't face your problems, Taurus, they're still going to be waiting for you when you come back into town from escaping. So try not to get too aggressive, but get things done and get things in order and on the table and out in the open and in the clear when it comes to joint finances and resources. Very important. You don't want to be fighting over money with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, whatever. So just keep that in mind. But Mars in the 8th is intense, and it's very determined and focused. And the Sagittarius is an energy of like goals, extremely big dreams and goals. So we could be going after those with a vengeance. Like, nobody can stop me. Nobody can get in my way. I'm going to accomplish these big time goals no matter what, especially when it comes to like education and things like that. Or if you have a trip that you want to take and you really want to plan out this trip and save money, Mars is going to help you in Sagittarius to save up that money and not let anybody get in the way of that. So go after those goals, but just try not to point the arrow and your fingers at other people too much. Mercury continues to be in the sign of Aquarius, and this is in our 10th house, and Mercury is going to keep us busy with career. Trust me, Taurus, I know, I'm going through it too. You know, you have so much to achieve and to accomplish. You have all these ideas flying around when it comes to career. You just want to go and get them all done, but try not to get too caught up in biting off more than you can chew and getting overwhelmed while Mercury's in the 10th house. Mercury from March 6th to March 22nd is going to be in Pisces, and this is in our 11th house. So busy with networking. Yes, great time for that. Busy with friends, with hanging out. Great time for that. Mercury's communication, and our friends could be hitting us up a lot more during that time that Mercury is in our 11th house. So just keep that in mind. Networking and friends are going to keep you super duper busy. Once we get to the 22nd, Mercury moves into Aries, and that's our 12th house. So although Aries is a go-getter energy, the 12th house is where things go to rest and kind of relax and be introspective. So your mind is going to be there and kind of going back, you know, thinking about a lot of things. And the sun is going to be there too in the 12th house during the last half of March. So try not to sink too low in that deep ocean of thoughts and retrospect, but definitely use that time to plan out and strategize what you're going to do once the sun and Mercury move into Taurus next month, because Mercury is an organizer and he likes to strategize. So he's going to help you out with that. You may kind of get lost and foggy and you know, procrastinate sometimes when you have this energy in the 12th house too. but just try to avoid that and use it to just plan out what's going to go on for your birthday during your birthday month. What are you going to be doing? What are you going to do with your business and with your life? What are you going to do with your appearance? I mean, just think about all that stuff while you have Mercury in the 12th. We do have new moons and full moons every month, but in March, they're even more significant, Taurus, because they are eclipses. The new moon eclipse is going to be at 18 degrees Pisces in our 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations, and like-minded individuals and networking. So, new friendship can come through because the new moon is new beginnings. And just remember that the new moon and full moon eclipses kind of set the stage for things that are going to be happening for about the next 6 months, okay? Rather than the normal new moon and full moon, which is like from month to month. This is going to last a little bit longer, so just keep that in mind. New friendship, join a new group, especially join a new group that can help you to network when it comes to your business, because you still have Jupiter in your 5th house of running your own business and your own creative projects. So any creative projects that you're working on, the 11th house energy is going to help you to get them out there, especially because Jupiter is still retrograde. Retrograde motion is like Jupiter's battery is at about 50% rather than 100% when he goes forward. So if opportunities are not coming into you like you want them to when it comes to your own business or your creative projects, the 11th house energy will help you to get them out there though, and to network and to have people finally see them. So yeah, a new friendship could definitely develop, or you just find friends who can help boost you to network and to get yourself out there on the internet or anywhere that has to do with networking. Just meeting new people in general that are like-minded and make you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not the alien. I'm not the only one that likes this kind of music or this kind of movies or has this kind of sense of humor. So great time to meet people and make you feel like you really do have a place in this world. So the full moon is going to be on the 23rd of March at 3 degrees Libra, and that is in our 6th house of health, daily routine, and work. So with a full moon there that brings things to a close, to a head, to an ending, the effects last about 6 months. Pay attention to your health. A new job opportunity can come through because the 6th house is work duties. Something can come to a close, like a final decision when it comes to a job, whether or not to take the job, whether or not they're going to hire you on. That can definitely happen with the full moon. A health issue can come to light because the full moon brings things to light, you know, because it's all huge and bright in the sky, right? So it's illuminating that area of health as well. Take care of yourself because the full moon might end up telling you, Taurus, you're doing too much, all right? You need to slow down. You need to take care of yourself. The sun is in the 12th. It's calling you to relax. So just do that, and that way you can prepare for when you're going to be like even more busy during Taurus season. All right, Taurus, so to wrap up the month of March, your main focuses are definitely going to be on your 10th house of career. Stay busy, stay active, have people see you in a positive light as a hard-working person, and then you might be able to reap the rewards and the fruits of your labor while those planets are in your 10th. And also when they go into the 11th, you can get some title or honor or some sort of raise or something earned from your hard work in the 10th house. The 12th house is also a big focus, you know, rest, relaxation, introspective, retrospective, planning out things for when your new year starts, when everything goes into Taurus next month. Secondary focus is going to be your 7th house of relationships and your 8th house of joint finances. So just remember to get conflicts resolved. Make sure you're not too aggressive. Make sure you get everything clear out on the table to avoid conflict and get things managed and organized when it comes to joint partnerships and joint finance. Secondary focus is your 6th house of work and health and daily routine. Try not to burn yourself out while you have planets in your 10th house. Take care of yourself. That's what the 6th house is telling you. Rest and relaxation are going to make you go a long way while you are super duper busy and keep you motivated. So prepare for next month, Taurus, because it's your month to be like shining out there to the world even more. All right? Well, take care, Taurus. Enjoy the month of March. Can't wait for Taurus season to begin in April. Woo! I'll be here to tell you all about it. All right? Take care. Peace.